it is of DC induction, permanent magnet motor, and the switch reluctant motors. And we need to thank Nicholas Tesla for his invention, because Tesla is just making use of the induction motor for their operation. I hope you are very much aware about the working of an induction motor. It works on the base of Faraday's principle and the rotating magnetic field. And with this particular plot, we can just clearly understand how this rotating magnetic field is placed. It is about the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, where it is just shifted at an angle of 120 degree. And when you just try to plot it over here, the power entering source can be explained with a plus sign, and the power relieving source can be, sorry for it. The power source leaving the source can be mentioned within cross sign, and making a line at omega t of 30 degree. A is positive, whereas A and C are positive, whereas B is negative in this particular case. So if it is positive, it is entering through A and leaving through A dash. And if it is negative, it is entering through B dash and leaving through B. And if it is C, it is entering through C dash and leaving through C. And when you're just trying to combine all the similar patterns, this would make a circular profile over here, and this would make a circular profile over here. And you can just see the current entering zone is the south and the current leaving zone is the north. And here you can just see it is making an angle of 30 degree over here. And when we just take a different plot over here, I have just considered an omega t of 90 degree. When the omega t is 90 degree, you can just see IA is positive, whereas IB and IC are negative. So if it is positive, the current would be entering through A and leaving through A dash. And if it is B negative, it would be entering through B dash and leaving through B. If you just try to plot all these and circulate the similar patterns, you can just see the center axis has been shifted to an angle of 90 degrees. So this is what makes the rotating magnetic field. So this also works under the basics of Faraday's law of induction and Lorentz force law. I hope you are very much aware about all these terms as an electrical engineer, so I won't feel too much more to explain about it. So Tesla make use of an induction motor for its operation. So commonly used batteries are lead acid, nickel based battery, and lithium polymer battery, as explained earlier. But what is the base thing is that in the earlier stages, gasoline was used as an energy source. The energy content that the gasoline fuel have is nearly 12,000, but as of compared with the energy source of gasoline to lead acid, it is very minimal. But as the years keep on increasing, you can just see the energy source from the lithium is somewhat sufficient as of compared to the gasoline, but still it has not reached the mark of gasoline. So that is why still the internal combustion engine is playing a major role than the battery powered vehicle. But if you are able to find somewhat a better energy source based battery, then it would drastically suppress the internal combustion engine. And talking about the weight composition of the battery, the lead acid battery in 1900s is that you are just carrying an elephant along with you in your car. Think about, you are just carrying an elephant along with it. So additionally, your car itself is a weight, and you need to carry this weight and propel your vehicle. So most amount of energy would be utilized to only propel the vehicle, opposing all these forces. Because we have seen earlier itself that mass of the vehicle is one of the major force to determine your vehicle motor power. So if your mass is enormously higher, the vehicle motor power would be higher, and more amount of energy would be consumed. So as far as your vehicle weight is reduced, the power requirement can be compensated at that particular point of time. So in 2000, from elephant they have moved back to rhinoceros, and in 2015 they have moved back from rhinoceros to Vincent to Gorilla, and from 2025 we will be trying to switch over to a buffalo or some other minimal weight animal. So that is how the battery weight dominates the electric vehicle module to a greater percentage. So the weight of the battery is enormously high, and a major amount of power requirement is utilized to handle this weight itself. And talking about the energy density, if the system has high energy density, then it is able to store a lot of energy in a small amount of mass. High energy density does not necessarily mean a high power density. An object with high energy density but low power density can perform for a relatively long period of time. So here you can just see people are talking about the lithium-ion battery, and in future scope they are also talking about the capacitor to a major extent. So which is able to deliver an optimal energy density and an optimal power density. And you need to understand the ideas about what is energy and power density. If you are running a 100-meter race, you need quick power to accelerate yourself. So you need a high power density to travel this range. Likewise, if you are just running a 1,000-meter race, you need constant energy for long time operation. Hence, energy density should be higher. So if you're just draining a huge amount of power for a short interval of time, it means that you are just talking about high power density. And if you're just draining a minimal amount of power for a long time of operation, that is known as high energy density. So to make it much more clear, power density tells how fast you can drive a car, and energy density tells how far, how much distance you can drive your car. So this is what talks about the power and energy density. In most often cases, even Tesla is making use of the lithium-ion battery for its operation. And I hope I have already explained about the basic working of the lithium-ion batteries and the issues related with it. And the market leaders in this current scenario are Nissan Leaf and Tesla. So the Nissan Leaf is using a battery module pack like this, where the most of the batteries are placed in a huge pack size. But whereas the Nissan Tesla has moved into AAA size battery or AA size battery. So as the battery has been reduced to into small sizes, so there would be a better heat transfer rate, because we are already saying what is battery thermal management system. So what Resta is doing is they are just placing numerous number of batteries like this. 16 model battery will have nearly 7,104 batteries inside it. So because of this, there would be a minimal gap and the heat transfer rate would be enhanced, and overall the battery life would get enhanced. And even now, Tesla has switched over from its overall battery pack size as a rectangular block to a cylindrical block like this. The average battery pack price was initially $1,000 in 2010, but it has stepped down from $1,000 to 224 in this current part of time of 2016 or as of now. And as year keep on increasing, you can just see this level will get further varied. And here I have just plotted the profile of EV and plug-in hybrid vehicle pattern in this current scenario. In 2010, the percentage of EV and PHEV was very minimal, but as the year keep on increasing, you can just see the green color, that is plug-in hybrid vehicle, is playing a minimal role, but the dominant role is filled because of the electric hybrid vehicle, pure electric vehicle. So till 2030 or 2040, the internal combustion engine will be alive, but as the name of hybrid electric vehicle and not as internal combustion engine. And this slide talks about the well to pump and the well to wheels. So well to pump talks about how the crude oil is utilized to power the internal combustion engine, and this internal combustion engine emits the CO2 emission. But whereas now we are talking about the electrical energy. So in case of electrical energy, the crude oil is used to produce power in terms of by means of a thermal power plant or any other power plant which produce electricity, and that is given to wheels. So at the end of the day, your automotive vehicle is not going to emit the emission. So if it is electric vehicle, the gas power plant or the thermal power plant is going to emit that particular emission. Rather, you are going to deliver that particular part of emission. And talking about the global energy sale, two-wheelers is predicted to be 260 million, and three-wheelers would be 40, and electric cars would 5.1 million, which would increase drastically. Whereas electric buses, metros, and electric trail ram would get increases as the year keep on increasing. And electric vehicle in part of India, I hope you can just see this picture where Tesla would have a branch very soon in India, and people are most often using to get bit about opening or having a Tesla-based vehicle in India. So for this, Elon Musk have replied that yeah, it would be soon. So Elon just thought we would put this out here. We wait for and hang out to hope fully soon for Tesla in India. Would love to hear any progress in this regard. So this was a Twitter message which the Elon Musk has replied back. Yeah. So as why Tesla 20 million electric vehicle goal could next take on Elon Musk to India, because India is highly populated and the Indian government is also very keen to switch over from internal combustion engine to EV. So thereby the percentage of EV would get increased and the population is higher. So there would be a huge market for electric vehicle. But the technology wise, the charging and other part has not been enhanced. So that is why still the global electric vehicle leaders have not stepped into India. But as years keep on progress, there would be a very big market for electric vehicle in India. So that's what the current future explains. So with this, I will just try to conclude the presentation. So I hope I have given you some brief idea about the basics of electric and hybrid vehicle. And I believe I didn't bore you for the past 2 hours. And I hope I have given you the maximum idea that I have gone through till date. So once again, I would thank the management, principal, and organizer for giving me such a great opportunity. And if you need any further clarification, you can just ping me at any point of time. And myself, Dinesh Bala Subramanian. And herewith, I have given you my mobile number and email ID. And for further clarification, you can just ping me. And now the session is open to the audience.
Participants, you can have any queries, please, you can ask the queries.
Yeah, people are making use of PLDC motors also for the EV. But Tesla has moved preferred making use of induction motor. So I have just briefed about only induction motor, but VLDC is also used for the propulsion. So that percentage for extraction of power for charging the battery actually varies. Maximum 5 to 10% of power is only extracted for charging the battery, and dominant percentage is used only to propel the vehicle, because at the combined proportion of charging the internal combustion engine and battery, only minimal percentage can be given to charge the battery. Maximum percentage would be given only to propel the vehicle. So they are making use of both the cases. They are using single motor and multiple motors also. So they are not making use of only single motor. They are using combination of both.
Muthamil, ma'am. In chat box questions இருக்குங்க பாரு.
இருக்குங்க சார்.
Any
சார்
questions in
சார்
chat?
கேட்டு சார் அது
Okay,
பக்கத்துல சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காரு.
Okay.
If you can please read out the question, because they have been keep on posting questions.